Hello my dears, here is Oля and my blog about Ukraine. In this video I give you answer on very popular questions how to become a resident or a citizen of Ukraine. At first we need to understand who is resident, who is a citizen. Resident is person who have legal rights to be in Ukrainian territory. But you can't vote, you can't ask for some social payments from Ukraine, and in general Ukraine is not responsible for you. And citizenship, when you become real citizen of Ukraine, you are not citizen of any other countries, and Ukraine give you pension, Ukraine give you some social payments, and Ukraine is responsible for you. If you have some travel abroad, Ukraine will save you, and something like that. So I hope you understand the difference. And of course, from the beginning we still speak about residence, and there is two types of residence: temporary and permanent. I start from temporary because that's the most popular for most foreigners. You receive temporary residence if you work in Ukraine, if you study in Ukraine, if you marry Ukrainian woman, and any other things. But I think it's not very interesting for you, like work in a religious organization, have cultural, educational, scientific, volunteer activities and other things. But I think if you belong to this, you already know how to receive temporary residence. Very interesting information, guys. If you come to Ukraine for studying, a lot of agents said that you will find work in Ukraine, you can work in Ukraine, and you can cover some of your costs for studying. No, it's not true, it's false. You don't have rights to work in Ukraine in any way. You don't have rights to work in Ukraine when you come here for studying. And these people who told you that, they are liars. Even if you try to work in Ukraine, you can be deported from Ukraine maybe for the rest of your life. And before you do this, you need to think if you are ready to refuse from Ukraine for all of your life. So you can't work in Ukraine. You can't work in Ukraine if you come study. If you go study, you receive temporary residence for 1 year, and if you fail your exam, you also don't have rights to be in Ukrainian territory more. So you need to study well if you decided to come to Ukraine. Of course, there is some exceptions. Not exceptions, like there is some way how you can work in Ukraine. You can become private entrepreneur. Private entrepreneur legally, and provide some services or maybe produce some goods and legally work in Ukraine, legally earn money in Ukraine, and maybe hire some Ukrainians on your job. Why this happens? Because of course every country, this like, I think that's European, at least European rules, but I think I know that in United States they have the same. Every country is interested that, like Ukraine is interested that Ukrainians work in their country, and if you're foreigners come to Ukraine, you take Ukrainian place, like Ukrainians job offer, and work instead of some Ukrainian. Of course, no country is interested on that. And that's why if you come study in Ukraine, it's forbidden to work in Ukraine. But if you become a private entrepreneur, you like don't take any others job offers, you just create it by yourself, and you're welcome. You can work in Ukraine how you want. But also you need to know that to become a private entrepreneur, it's a very big responsibility, because you need to you need to hire a counter, or you need to be a counter by yourself, but you always need to read all Ukrainian law, all Ukrainian accounting rules, because they're always changing. And if you miss something, government can say that you hide taxes, and you can even go to prison. And you know, it's very big responsibility. So at first, to become a private entrepreneur, you need to think about it. If you are ready for all of this responsibility, because it's very serious question and very serious situation to become a private entrepreneur in Ukraine. Not only in Ukraine, I think in any country, but you need to understand that it's big responsibility. But anyway, you can work in Ukraine. This only one way how I see you can work in Ukraine legally. Also, a lot of people ask me, if I come to Ukraine, can I give English lessons? Can I provide English lessons? Of course you can provide English lessons, but you need to understand that you're not only one, and you are not the first who think about it. And all foreign students in Ukraine, and we have a lot of foreign students in Ukraine, they all try to provide English lessons. And also we have a lot of Ukrainian teacher of English, and also we have a lot of Ukrainian students who know English, and they work somewhere, like in summer they work in USA, in Britain or in other countries, and they also know English pretty good. And the most popular, like, this job is most popular for children, because children study English. And if you are old, like not old, like for example my age, I already know English, I don't need English courses. Or people who don't know English, they probably even don't want to study it already. And if you are from some Arabic countries or Asian countries, not a lot of parents can give you their children that you teach them language, because we have a lot of very bad situations with Muslims, like with Arabian and Asian people who have who did very bad things with children and with teenagers. And that's why a lot of parents are afraid to give you children, that you learn them something and that you teach them something without their control. You need to understand this, because a lot of situation about Arabian people and Asian people, how they hide children, how they steal children, stole children from parents and do other bad things and sexual things. They're always on TV, on like on news, and of course a lot of parents afraid of this. But anyway, instead of English, you can provide any other services, and maybe you will be very successful businessman in Ukraine and wants to be in Ukraine for all of your life. That's about studying. If you come to Ukraine for work, if you already have some high education, you don't want to study in Ukraine, you just need to work in Ukraine. To work in Ukraine, like in any other foreign European country, you need to receive invitation from your employee. So at first, this employee need to say that you are the best specialist in the world, and we don't have such a good specialist in Ukraine, and he can't find it in Ukraine. That's why he need to hire some specialists from abroad. And if some department of employment say, yes, really, we don't have such a good specialist in Ukraine, you need to hire someone from abroad, we give you like permission. He will send you invitation, and according to this invitation you can come and work in Ukraine legally. That's only one way, or become a private entrepreneur. But if you don't want to be an entrepreneur, you need to receive working invitation from your employee. Also, you need to translate, in all those cases, you need to translate your passport into Ukrainian language, you need to have medical insurance, and also you need to have documents, official document that you have some ownership in Ukraine, or you rent apartment or house in Ukraine before you come to Ukraine. Because in 10 days, then when you come to Ukraine, you need, even if you come for studying, for working, or for live with your wife, you need to register that you officially will live in that place. And it's very important, because I know that policemen very often come and check if you really live in this apartment or it was artificial. And if you don't do this, you can be judged and need to pay a fine. And if you will judged, sometimes probably you also will be deported from Ukraine. And the last one I forget. Marriage with Ukrainian woman. A lot of people think if I marry a Ukrainian woman, I can easily work in Ukraine and live in Ukraine. No, guys, if you marry a Ukrainian woman, you still not have rights to work. you still not have rights to work at least for 2 years when you will be in marriage, and only after 2 years you will have rights to work. So if you really think about it, not just probably I will have a Ukrainian wife, if you really are going to live in Ukraine as a Ukrainian woman, please think about it, how you will earn money in Ukraine if you don't have rights to work here, and who will pay for all of your life with your wife, or she need to earn money for both of you. It's very important questions. And after 2 years marriage with Ukrainian woman, you can receive permanent residence. Permanent residence give you rights to work, for some medical services, and maybe some social, I think some social payments also. And you can receive permanent residence. Permanent residence is real immigration. It's for the rest of your life. And you can receive it if you live in marriage for 2 years, in official marriage, of course. Or also you can receive it for some other purpose, like if you are very cool cultural science activist, highly skilled professionals that needed by Ukraine, you invested in economy of Ukraine not less than $100,000, your brother, sister, grandfather, grandmother, grandson, granddaughter of some Ukrainian citizen. But I think if you're interested in this, please go to this link and go to my blog post and read about this more. And the last one, how to become a citizen of Ukraine. To become a citizen of Ukraine, at first you need to live in Ukraine for 5 years. You need to know Ukrainian language and pass exam of Ukrainian language, Ukrainian history, and also you need to refuse from your citizenship. Even if your country accepts dual citizenship, Ukraine is not accepted. So anyway, you need to refuse from your citizenship to receive Ukrainian. And if you are going to have Ukrainian wife, or yes, if you're going to have Ukrainian wife, also think about this. If you will be in Ukraine, if you will live in Ukraine with her and you're a foreigner, how you will earn money before you have rights to work, like 2 years, and what you will do with your citizenship, or if she comes to you, what she will do with her citizenship. I think it's very important questions and helps to avoid misunderstanding in future. So it was probably all the information that I found, and hope it was interesting for you and it was helpful for you. And remember that if you come study in Ukraine, you will not have rights to work here. Love you all, guys, waiting for your comments and waiting for your questions. Bye.